So who's primary, what's it called?
Primary what?
Primary play-by-play? You or me?
I thought they said I was the color and you were the black and white, whatever that means.
It's just play-by-play. Play-by-play and color are the two, dude.
You guys are both play-by-play, so you're gonna have to kind of balance.
Okay, we'll do it live then.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
I believe in you guys, yeah.
We'll wing it.
Yeah, try not to over-talk and give each other space, but don't leave any space that's not talking. Also, this is already being streamed. Sorry, guys. We're just
Hey, it's lit.
Thank you for letting us know.
Hello, stream. We don't have a cool European accent today, but we do have me, so.
This is the round between HNDC1 and Noots. Captained by...
On King's Row. Now, the High Noots have Various, which is going to be the best player in this match so far. But HNDC1 has Defined, which is the better tryhard on their team. So these are the two players we're going to be watching the most, I feel like. Unless they play some, like, bad character. Now, attacking is going to be the High Noots. And we're just about to get started in, like, what, 2 minutes? All right. Just waiting for the Mel to get back, get situated. Everyone, get ready.
All right, so we're going King's Row. Attacking first, of course, is said. Both teams are undefeated. So we're going to see someone lose for the first time today. One team.
I'm rooting for the High Noots because they got Various, but...
You... the what do we call it? Neutral party is not so neutral.
We are the neutral party. But my team actually happened to lose to HNDC1, so I'm just going to see what they do here.
Salty. Okay, I see what
Yeah, the salt is real. Read some brain power on stream. Wow. Reported. I wonder if anyone's nervous right now, because this is an important match. You don't want to go to the loser's bracket this late. You just want to stay the undefeated team. It's easier to win. After this is the grand final? So the loser of this goes to loser's bracket, right? And then they have like one or two games?
No. Then we have the R5 first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get it started.
Here we go.
Someone press play. Someone press play. This is the pinnacle of my life. Alright, we get started. King's Row. We've seen a lot of King's Row this tournament. I feel like this is the map that everyone picks. And no one ever bans King Row. Everyone likes it.
It's a really balanced map. Part of the thing is getting that first point, right? Usually where we see a lot of stagnation, and then you can push pretty easily past that first choke point, which we've actually seen a lot of teams do successfully.
Yeah, the first point on the map is definitely the hardest one to get. That's the one you want to defend the longest, because after that, the streets phase is usually pretty easy, unless you get held up on like the first or the second choke point. But usually teams just breeze through the streets phase, and it's just all about trying to stall and try to, you know, keep their time, as high as possible.
We did see earlier, if any of you watched earlier matches, Razor Cuts from Team HNDC1 was in fact color commentating for us, alongside me as well as a couple of the other casters, and he was talking a bit about the way his team would come into this. He expected to be playing. He plays a lot of support and tank, so we're gonna see how he does with Lucio. What are your thoughts on the teams there?
They're running actually pretty standard comps, but the one team, they only have one support right now, which is kind of weird. Usually you see a Lucio Zenyatta combo.
And there we go. We've got the Ana actually up from the attacking team.
Oh, there it is.
Of the High Noots, right? Running that Ana Lucio combo alongside no Reinhardt, so that's interesting. Trying to see who they're going to boost. Probably the Genji or Zarya.
It's going to be weird to see how they get to the point. Usually you sit behind the Reinhardt shield and you go behind the statue, or you go up top. So what they're probably banking on is probably trying to get an Ana ult and boost someone, and they'll probably get like 3 or 4 picks, and then probably try to take the point. So I like the Ana pick here.
Alright, moving in, look at like HNDC1 just staying high off the point there, the back high choke point, and then High Noots pushing through that middle area very quickly. Reinhardt pushing through, taking down their Reinhardt, shielded by Zarya, but he's kind of stuck in no man's land. That's going to okay. Genji just sort of calling him this. There falls Reinhardt.
People are dropping. It's 3-1 right now. And it looks like they're going to hold the point.
Exactly. High Noots had the unfortunate thing where both their supports went down alongside their McCree. When your DPS goes down with your two supports, it's very tough to stay in the fight.
Yeah, you might as well just back out at that point. Once you lose both supports, you're kind of done unless you can get the other team's supports down. So right here is what you see is they pull out the Reinhardt because you need the Reinhardt shield. They should have just went with that in the beginning. But now they're just going to be banking, building their ults. They almost got the Genji ult, but then the HNDC1 almost has Zarya ult as well.
Watching here, look at that flank of Reaper from 8 from behind you, right behind their ring. Let's see how they finish up here.
Oh, there goes the Rhino. Oh, then there's Zarya ult. Followed by Zenyatta. Zenyatta should save it for the Genji ult. Once the Genji comes up, they have nothing to protect. Oh, here comes the break it down. They're just gonna rush him and wipe him.
Bit of a wasted ult from Lucio there from the HNDC1, I think.
Might be a little bit of nerves coming because that was. Now they're not gonna have another ult for the next push. And they've got a Reaper ult and a Genji ult. So
that last team fight, we saw that 2 ultimates were used. The Zarya one with the Transcendence. Unfortunately, the Lucio ult was a bit weird. Not sure that's gonna be necessary, of course, because there's no defense ult, as you said, for HNDC1.
And in the attacking team, they do have a Lucio ult, so what I'm thinking here is the big Lucio ult, Steven's in there, and they just try to get something. There goes the Lucio ult. Here it comes. They need to be more aggressive.
Oh, Genji ults defensively trying to. There's the Reinhardt ult. And the Zarya McCree Transcendence as well. He's burning all the ults. There falls HNDC1 with the Lucio last one. And it looks like Razor's going to back him.
Yep. Razor Crest needs to die. He needs to die to save this team. You don't want a staggered spawn. Oh, he looks like he might get away. He got away. And now they're probably going to have like 4 or 5 people pushed up and then have like 2 people on the point. Try to get a couple picks so that they can get through the streets phase. Because this first choke point is like kind of the hardest one to get past. And you don't want to get stuck at this choke point. Here they go, just trying to put in some damage, build their ults.
HNDC1 smartly staying back, just poking for that ultimate build, as you said. Looks like what really helped him there was Lucio did not go down when the point was captured, even though he was the last one alive. Good play by there.
It was lucky of him to stay alive. Now they do have a Reaper ult on defense, but they don't have any defensive ults. So if the offensive team can just build an ult real quick, they do have the Zarya ult, but they don't have anything to wombo combo with it.
HNDC1 Reaper coming back up, Genji just poking away. There's that Reaper ult in big place, takes out 4.
Triple kill.
Or sorry, 3. Pushing back to 4th rather with Zarya falling back down there. Amazing to see that was a good pick by Reaper, falling in behind them, just splitting up the team. As again, really forcing Reinhardt to not save, to be able to shield his whole team.
Now they have to group up and try again. But the defensive team does have a couple ults now. And they're gonna have the Zen ult and the Lucio ult for next fight.
There's the Earth Shatter from Reinhardt. Oh, and the Revenge Earth Shatter with Transcendence and Zarya pushing in. This looks like it's going to be a trade for. Never mind. It looks like the High Noots will just push through and take out surprising supports.
They didn't need that Zenyatta ult. Zen was the only one in the Zarya. He should have just died because the rest of his team was dying.
Now you see that Genji still has ult for HNDC1, whereas the High Noots will push through, probably have their Zen ult up as well as McCree, and Reaper very close. There's a sound barrier from Lucio. They're actually fighting this point. Interesting strategy. We don't normally see teams do this. They usually back up to that second choke point, try and get a little bit more time spent there, but ends up falling is Reaper. And there's Reinhardt go down. McCree activates his ultimate, takes out the team, and they will get that check point.
The reason you don't want to defend this point is because if you wipe, you might not have enough time to get back and defend the point.
They do save it though, as only one person goes down, as the Reinhardt just falls to the Earth Shatter.
And now here we see the defense that you want to see. Defending this point right here. This is a hard point to get to. But they do have an entire 4 minutes to get it. So what the defensive team is going to do is they're going to try to just waste time and just try to keep wiping as many times as they can, just to build their time up.
Oh, and here's that Genji ult followed up by Transcendence with the Zarya ult from High Noots taking it out. But it really won't do much. Genji decides to push us in, takes down half the team, and that's going to finish that push off. for
HNDC1.
High Noots.
They get the wipe.
Thank you.
But the High Noots do have a Lucio ult along with the Reaper ult, so what they'll probably do is boost in there. And McCree will probably get his ult pretty quickly, so they can boost in, McCree ult, and probably try to wipe them. The other team does not have either defense. They don't have either of their defensive ults up right now. Lucio's kind of getting close.
Reaper may try and push in there for the ulti, but it does get covered, of course, by the Zenyatta ult, which the High Noots have.
You see the Reaper up top, he's being very sneaky right now. If he can get another triple man kill, that's like another 30 seconds wasted. They wasted an entire minute here just setting up, waiting to get a pick. They just need to boost in there with the Lucio ult.
There's the Zarya ult and the sound barrier from the High Noots, coupled with the
four-man Reaper ult.
Only Genji left alive with the Reaper trying to just contest as much as they can. But likely, Reaper falls there, Genji left alone, he's going to have to retreat.
We should see a Tracer come out here so they can just get on the point as quick as possible. Try to stall it as much as they can.
Sound barrier from the Lucio, saving his team from McCree. Big
might be able to wipe them again.
Reinhardt just takes down that Earth Shatter with his team High Noots. Reinhardt fall off the edge. Reaper staying on the point, but he's going to fall pretty quickly with Zarya and Lucio falling right up behind them.
That was an interesting wipe. I didn't think they would actually be able to get back and wipe them as a full team again. That was pretty good. But the High Noots do have an entire 2.5 minutes just to get back and try to take the point again. The key thing here is for HNDC1 is just to waste time, to keep their time as high as possible. So that when they're on the attacking side, there isn't as much pressure. Anyone have ults here, or do we just have the Rein ult and a Zen ult?
We see the Reaper as well from HNDC1 with the Reinhardt from High Noots. And of course, as you said, the Zenyatta from HNDC1.
Here comes the team fight.
There's the Reinhardt ult. Not really hitting anybody. Kind of a waste.
Kind of a preemptive ult right there. What they need to do is speed boost and just get in on the team fight, get in their faces. That's how you win the team fight.
There goes Zenyatta, and there's the defensive ult gone. Genji has his ulti, and as he uses it, just trying to clear out the point. Reaper doing the same thing, forcing as much time as possible. Reaper falls, Zarya falls. Really, Reinhardt for High Noots trying to take down the Lucio. Lucio from HNDC1 popping both ultimates just to keep himself up on the point as long as possible. Trying to do what they can, and they end up pushing them off the point, getting a little bit more time and breathing room for their team.
Looks like they're going to win that team fight. The High Noots are backing off, just waiting to get a full team so they can run in. They should have just kept going. Now they're down on Ryan.
Reinhardt making a suspicious play, shoulder charges in with no real protection, ends up falling.
I feel like kind of a miscommunication there. Sometimes you see the Ryans charge in and the team will follow after, but he kind of just ran in and died by himself. Kind of a bad play. But now that they've got 52 seconds left.
We do see, though, 5 ults up on for the High Noots, and only 1 for HNDC1, which of course is the Earth Shatter from Reinhardt. And the Zarya one. There it is, Transcendence, and Zarya as well. Just burning all the ultis, trying to push as quickly as possible, trying to get that last point. Really not sure if it's going to do anything. They're not on the payload. Reinhardt really deep in enemy territory for the High Noots, trying to do what he can, saved by Zarya. McCree putting off his ultimate Deadeye just to zone out. Misses a lot. Genji holding up to try and take out the point. Does so, takes down 2, takes down 3. Reinhardt left, and Zarya left. He's left as well. Big mess. Let's see if he can get that. Can he get that Reaper? Reaper falls. Can Zarya just hold on as long as she can? She's going to fall.
13 seconds left. They don't have enough time for another full team push. They're going to have to stall it and hopefully get a wipe or something.
Reaper just poking the fence like he's going to retreat. Not really much. Zenyatta and McCree trying what they can, but does not look like they will get on. There's Reaper doing the just the Wraith Form to get on the payload. Dies pretty much instantly. Lucio hopping up and down, bunny hop, trying to get it. Looks like McCree's just trying to delay as quickly as possible. Transcendence to top just to get yourself that little bit extra sustain. Can they push to get that contest with another high? Yeah, they need to miss big Earth Shatter, taking down half the team. Can they continue from this?
It looks like HNDC1's defense is just too good. They just like keep wiping them. They're better in the team fights. But they are down a few people right now.
Keep in mind, this is based on the time. Oh, and what a play! Sorry, not able to get back on the point. And the High Noots pulling through, preventing the HNDC1 from getting that point from that extra thing. That could come back to haunt them.
That was pretty good there. I thought they were actually going to defend it, but they managed to actually get the last point. They defended it for so long, but see their time. They ran the time up. That's what their goal was, and that's what they did. They ran it all the way to max time. Now, what was the time? What is the actual time?
We're waiting for the referee to get back to us, but we'll see.
That was a really good defense. by HNDC1. Now we get to see what their attacking side looks like. Forgot the time again. We'll just... should tell you.
It was over.
Yeah, it was overtime, but they still got the third point. 937.
937, okay.
Which is a very beatable time by HNDC1, who seems to be a little bit more of the coordinated team in the team fights. So I feel like they'll, as long as they can get the first point pretty easily, they can probably just breeze through the streets and beat a 937, which is very beatable.
Yeah, HNDC1 did an excellent job of stalling there. If they could have gotten one more kill, one more pick off on that Lucio, that would have helped. But unfortunately, they just could not get that last point.
The High Noots on defense are going to go with the Roadhog here instead of the Zarya, trying to get those picks, get those one-shot kills.
We are seeing a pretty standard setup, though. Again, of course, that 2-2-2. With a pretty similar team comp on the other side. Instead of a Roadhog, it is, in fact, a Zarya. But otherwise, identical team.
Defined loves his Zarya. I don't think I've seen him play anything other than Zarya this entire time.
There was a bit of a conversation between the two players, Defined and Razorcuts, on Team HNDC1 about who would in fact get to play Zarya, and it was finally, I guess, ended up that Defined played the
Defined won that argument. First team fight, the Reinhardt charges the other Reinhardt.
Gets an important pick off.
They need to win this team fight. They gotta. It's all about the plan.
Easily capturing the point though while the team fight is happening.
We've already got a third
Genji
point.
gets an excellent pick off on the Roadhog.
Looks like HNDC1's gonna get the point in the first like 30 seconds.
Genji using his ulti to take out the entire team.
Genji's ult is just so strong. He got his ult so fast that there was no counter Zen ult. There was nothing they could do. Genji is just so strong. An entire 8 seconds of him swinging his sword and killing everyone. And now what it's going to be for the High Noots is they're going to have to defend at least like a few times. They're going to have to wipe them like 4 or 5 times if they're going to even like come close to matching their time.
And this, the Genji for HNDC1 Taupe actually pushing pretty aggressively, trying to build that ultimate up. As you know, he just used his ultimate and he's back to 57%. He's trying just to feed off, try and get that next push going. You see that the High Noots have their defensive ult in Zenyatta as well as the Earth Shatter from Reinhardt, trying to just hold back until they get an advantageous thing to get a team wipe, possibly, or at the very least, too. And there goes the Earth Shatter taking out the entire team. Zarya falls. The Reinhardt falls immediately after. They switch to Winston just to counter that Genji on HNDC1. And look at that, a team wipe for the High Noots.
Which is good for them. They're going to make up a little bit of time here. They pulled out, is that a Winston?
They did
pulled out a Winston.
Oh, hello.
Which is, I guess, is good for them. Winston is very good at harassing the enemy team. He's a very good Genji counter, which I feel like is what they're going for. They're trying to counter the Genji so the Genji doesn't just completely destroy them. They need a few more wipes here so that they can make up for the time. You see the McCree coming around.
Both defensive ults are a backup for the High Noots. However, the same can be said for HNDC1, who also have the Reinhardt and Genji and Reaper ultimates ready to go.
I'm looking to see the boost in with the Lucio ult right here, coming in with the team fight. They're gonna have to wait for the Winston shield. They're gonna fight now or never.
Bit of a skirmish going on, but the longer this goes, the better it is for the High Noots as they can start to farm their ultimates up a little bit. And looks like Genji fell down. Oh, a big transcendence, but however, not really necessary. Looked like he tried to save himself. Big shatter, but blocked by the Reinhardt for the High Noots. McCree ulting up the defensive position to take out that Reinhardt does so. Half a team wipe, full team wipe minus Genji
this is team
for
fight.
the HNDC1.
This game's looking a little defensive right now. The HNDC1 just needs to be more aggressive on offense. They need to put them on their heels. That's how you win. You got to get the enemy team, make them make mistakes. They just need to boost in there with a Lucio ult, and maybe Reaper ult, do something. Because if they're doing these long team fights, that's good for the High Noots, because it's all about just stalling out the time. Now they do have a Reaper ult, and the Zarya, and the Lucio, and the Genji ult. So they've got plenty of ults to choose from on offense. They just need to just boost in there and ult.
Keep in mind that the High Noots also have their defensive ults up as well as Winston for that just extra sustain, as well as the Reaper and Reinhardt for the High Noots, who could just, you know, go toe-to-toe. Oh, and a big pick by the High Noots Reinhardt. Takes out the Earth Shatter from the High Noots. And look at that. Try to ult up HNDC1, but it's going to be 2-0.
Ryan pulls up the Zarya ult. That was a very questionable Zariel. He didn't need to do that. His team was dead. And now they're not going to have it for the next fight.
And actually, if we look back at that team fight talk back on that for a couple seconds, we saw that there was a big push from the Reinhardt from the high Noots, took down the Reinhardt, and from HNDC1 uses Earth Shatter, blocked basically the entirety of the Reaper, of the Lucio ultimate, and then allowed their Reaper to come in and just clean up.
Sometimes it's really good for the Reinhardt to be offensive, because if he gets that lucky pick, then I could swing the tides of the battle. What HNDC1 needs to do is be aggressive. They need to stop playing these long fights because they're not winning the long fights. They need to get in there and just take somebody out.
Here comes the Genji ult. Oh, and the Transcendence double ultimate. This could come back to hurt High Noots, as basically they have no defensive ult for the Reaper. Further in, and here he is. Oh, and he drops pretty much instantly. Does the the Reinhardt as well as the Genji.
As you see, the Winston is being very annoying right now. They're having a lot of trouble taking him down.
If we look at that, Razor Cuts has switched to Zarya, while the Defiant has switched to Lucio. Looks like they believe that Razor is a stronger Zarya in this case, although he does end up falling.
Which is interesting to do in the middle of the match.
Oh, and look at that big Earth Shatter from the Reinhardt for High Noots, or sorry, from the HNDC1, but a revenge one from the High Noots, as well as a McCree blocked by the sound barrier from Lucio. Big play from the HNDC1.
He does manage to get one pick, which is all they needed, because now they're moving the card forward. They're going to get the second checkpoint.
Reinhardt making a big play. Transcendence in revenge, trying to just get that point, keep it as long as possible. Remember, at this point in time, they just need to stall for longer so they can run out of time, taking the game from HNDC1. Here
comes the Genji ult. And they've killed 4 of them.
They're going to hit that checkpoint with ease. Interestingly, there is now a Widowmaker for the high
Farius. This is what Farius does. Those last point, you almost always see Farius go Widowmaker on this map.
However, the Genji revenge, just absolutely annihilating that Widow in close quarters. Big pick.
Yes, big pick indeed. Now what they need to do is just hold this point. The same thing HNDC1 did on defense. So you just need to hold this point for an entire 3 minutes, try to run up the time, which is going to be hard to do. That's like 3 team wipes. No one can die here.
Here comes a big rush in from the Reinhardt, saved by the Zarya. Try and take them off the point. If HNDC1 realizes they can push the point all the way to the end with no counterpoint. What a big push there. Big play by the Zarya.
HNDC1 is going to win this map with a nice offensive push right there at the end.
I think if we talk back on that last point there, you can see that last push there, picking Widow, very dangerous thing. If it works, it's amazing, but if it doesn't, you're basically down by once for 65 for an auto pick, and then allows you to push in as HNDC1 did quite easily with the Zarya protecting the Reinhardt.
Exactly. Widowmaker can be just as hurtful as she is helpful. If she's not getting her shots, then she's just completely worthless. And there was he didn't have enough time to get anything done with Widow. I think he died to the Genji the first time, and I don't think he got a pick. He didn't get anything.
That is absolutely correct. All right, we're waiting to hear back as to what map will be our next map. We have the choice between, of course, Lijiang Tower and Route 66. We'll see what they choose.
I hope they pick Lijiang Tower. I like the King of the Hill maps.
We haven't seen much King of the Hill today, so picking a King of the Hill would be interesting, just from that extra point.
Now, the losing team gets to pick the map. Now, if the High Noots feel like they're better in team fights, they'll probably pick Lijiang Tower, because that's less about strategy and more about winning your team fights. Who's got the better DPS? Who's better in team fights? Oh, Route 66. They feel like they're better on payload maps.
We're getting Route 66. Do we know who's attacking?
Who is attacking?
The High Noots will be attacking, and HNDC1 will be defending.
Okay. So the High Noots again elect to attack first on Route 66.
Maybe they feel that they're better on Route 66. They probably had more practice on this map. But we're going to see the same exact thing. Just HNDC1 just needs to stall them out to try to keep their time as high as possible.
As we know, the difference between the Route 66 and King's Row is verticality mostly. In that first area, there is a lot of verticality compared to the King's Row, which has, I think, 3 lanes at the top, which you can really get around, whereas Route 66, very open, comparatively speaking, and can basically see a lot more counterplay through the air.
Now, I'm wondering if we're going to see a Pharah come out here. It's always a question, like, because Pharah is really good against teams if the team does not counter the Pharah.
The issue is we saw a lot of McCree's be posted today. He's often the DPS of choice for that mid range, if you will, and or counter flanker. And so Pharah gets shut down pretty hard, especially with the Zenyatta Discord Orb on her.
Very true. McCree is very strong in the meta, and it's just so hard to run Pharah if the other team's McCree is shutting you down. So we're going to see a Tracer and a Soldier 76 on defense. Then on offense, we're going to have the standard comp.
Oh, time to accelerate!
They're going to pull out the Reaper before they know what the defensive team has.
So far, it seems that every single team has picked a Reaper, and then their off is either a Genji or McCree. Very interesting to see.
Looks like on attack, they're going to go Pharah.
Very, very interesting. So, and as we know, as we can see, even though the teams cannot, McCree has not been picked, so Pharah could possibly have her way with the
very first team fight. The Reaper can't get close to her. Unless the Genji is some lucky shots. Pharah is probably going to help them get the first point, and then we'll see if the defensive team can even makes the decision to switch. But they also pulled out a 7 to 76, maybe thinking that the enemy team was going to Pharah, and they switched to Reaper off the Pharah.
Switched to Reaper. Soldier has still been a pick, so it looks like they're going to be running that mid-range DPS that Soldier provides pretty well. He's really a utility hero, a little bit of healing, a little bit of damage, mid-range mostly. And they're going to fall back, allowing that first bridge to fall, which most teams usually do. It's not very easy to support that thing, and it's a really hard time to get there if you die.
You see a lot of teams sit on top.
Yeah, exactly, as these guys are doing here.
It's just hard to get up into the gas station. There's you have to run all the way around the back to get up to them. So they... High advantage.
Yeah, exactly. High advantage is big, but we see a little bit of skirmish. No real team fight yet. Just kind of build up that, just hope that, see what their team's capable of. Try to get a pick.
Oh, look at that. Barriers goes down.
Reinhardt also falls as well. Easily picked apart by the Genji and Reaper.
Yeah, it looks like the defense is going to win this first team fight.
Oh, right. Reaper falls also. Just delaying more and more.
Either you die or you back away. You don't want to get staggered spawns because you're not going to win team fights with staggered spawns. And the Genji already has his ult on defense.
We did see a lot of poking from that Genji from behind, as he's usually want to. As a flanker, he really needs to get behind the team and take out as much as he can. Probably gonna stay that ult, but Lucio ult up by the time. There comes the Genji ult, taking down one, taking down. Oh, there's two to three. Transcendence goes. Reinhardt taking a shoulder charge back. Looks like he just could not hold on though. And again, the team fight goes through HNDC1.
Kind of a waste of Transcendence. Once you see two people go down, you don't even pop it because you already lost the team fight. You might as well just wait for the next one. They're going to have to group up and try again.
It's very tough. From the High Noots has been suspect these couple of games. With them blowing ults, they really didn't need to. We saw that in the last match again with the Lucio, with the sound barrier, and this game with the Transcendence. Can they come back from it though?
And we see Defiant is actually playing Lucio again, like we saw at the last game when him and Razorcut switched positions. They feel like Razorcut's probably the stronger Zarya. And maybe Defiant is the one making the play calls. You usually see the Lucio making the play calls. He gets to kind of define.
Big Earth Shatter for defense, offense or defensively. My bad, but really not really doing much because immediately he the team sort of gives up that point.
They get what they need to do. The card's past it.
There's a sound barrier from in revenge, a defensive ulti protecting them from the Reaper. Wow, both defensive ults pop pretty quickly.
Reaper needed to make a play happen, and he didn't. So now they're gonna have to suit up and try again. There's HNDC1's defense. Their defense is very strong. Yes. Zenyatta's very good. Zenyatta can get the Discord Orb, get a few headshots, and he can take people down fairly quickly if you're not careful.
Also, with his ultimate, he can shut down all these damage over time ultis pretty quickly. We just saw the Reaper ultimate do basically nothing with Zenyatta Transcendence. And here comes the Genji, and forcing the Transcendence up from the attacking team. Can he get a pick? No, in fact, Lucio ends up falling, taking a lot of the wind out of the attacking sails. And
Defense
Reaper
has no
falls
ult
as well.
right now.
There goes Zenyatta.
They needed to win that fight. Defense has no ults. This was the chance.
Lucio quickly building that ult for HNDC1. Ults are about to pop back up for HNDC1. They have the advantage here, full advantage to HNDC1 over the High Noots.
But you don't see very much Lucio boosting in on these team fights, which is what you see normally. You see the team group up and then they boost in with the speed boost. But I haven't seen that very much.
We did see a swap to a Tracer from the High Noots. The erstwhile, I believe it was a Reaper, became a Tracer just to contest the point, trying to get that point, get there as quickly as possible, just hold that timer. There comes the sound barrier, and here comes that big push we're talking about. But Transcendence goes double ultimate defensively from the HNDC1. Will that pay off?
Can the High Noots win a team fight? HNDC1's their defense is just so strong. And there goes the Genji, wiping the team,
and that will do it for absolutely.
High Noots can make 0 mistakes on defense now.
Complete.
They barely pushed the payload. That was a great defense by HNDC1.
Score.
Yep, we didn't even see that first checkpoint be hit.
Switching sides.
We didn't get to see any of the map. We were just sitting at the gas station the entire time. They just couldn't win the gas station fight.
As we know, that gas station, with its large amounts of cover and verticality, makes it really easy for that defensive team just to post up and take cover from the attacking team. The attacking team has to break that first line of defense.
And they kind of kept the same comp the entire time till right at the end when they switched to Tracer. Maybe they should have tried something else. Maybe go Roadhog and try to get a pick off the top of the gas station or something, but they never did. And so the HNDC1 does not have to get very far at all. All they have to do is get past like right to the 90 degrees angle on the gas station, and they win. It'll be a 2-0 victory. But what we've seen last map is the High Noots defense is almost as good as HNDC's one, if not better. Both teams have very good defense, so we'll see what they can do.
The High Noots making an interesting pick with that Roadhog, as they did in the last one with that the King's Row map. Trying to get those picks off, I'm guessing, with that hook. You know, if you can pick off the healer, it makes it a lot tougher for a push to happen.
They should have went Roadhog on offense. They're gonna go Roadhog. They should have went him on offense because they need these picks. Danikal, I feel like he feels like he's really good on Roadhog. He should be going it more often. But the High Noots defense,
we see a copy in the Genji from defensively and McCree, just to get that mid-range as well as that powerful ultimate from Genji.
Exactly, and it looks like the Roadhog is going to be fighting off a little bit to the side. What sometimes you see is when the team gets right under the bridge, the enemy team, the defensive team will jump right on top of them and try to wipe them right away. So we'll see if that's what they're going to go for.
This corner here, in fact, under that bridge, provides an excellent artificial split point where once you're in the middle, kind of hard. You're on both sides of that thing where your team is split by the architecture of the map. Let's see what the High Noots do with it.
I just want to see how they do in the team fights. HNDC1 just looks so strong on defense right there. They're coming in slow, nice and steady. And there's the Roadhog. He comes
just
out right
missed his pick, unfortunately. Reaper getting that Wraith form off in time, allowing for himself to get out of trouble.
Reaper is very hard to deal with this Roadhog. Reaper just rapes and goes away every single time. Just rape to a health.
Keep in mind that the High Noots, or sorry, the HNDC1 have already pushed the payload nearly about half as far.
It's almost there. They need to get on the payload. They need to wipe them.
They need that team fight. Keep in mind that they're not even close to building up. And there goes Zenyatta. Oh, that is a big pick. Genji just got his ultimate up for the HNDC1. This could very well be game for the High Noots.
It looks like it's going to be game unless the Ryan can get there. He's going to die instantly.
Falls instantly.
We didn't even see a Tracer come out. That was so quick. You make one mistake and it's over.
What a big push from HNDC1. Suffocating defense and just regular offense.
HNDC1 is just too coordinated. The game by Genji, of course. It's always Genji. This is what Genji does best. If you do not have your Zen ult, your team is dead.
And just splitting that team apart. As you saw, he was able to take down both supports long before the team was able to group up.
Very good game by HNDC1. They are the team to beat here.
That was a clinical performance in that second match.
I feel like they should have went to Beijing. They lost on the payload map. They should have tried a King of the Hill map. Maybe they would have done better. Guess we'll never know. So the High Noots will go to the losers bracket.
We may be able to pull in Razor and Tobe from the game for a little bit of commentary on how they thought it went.
Okay, I like this.
Hello.
Razor, hello. Razor, of course, being the combination of Lucio and Zarya, and Toe playing Genji for the most part. What are your thoughts, guys, on that game there?
Well, I'm very excited that we won. At first, I thought we might not, maybe because our opponent seemed pretty strong. However, we did have the strategy, tactics, and everything. And I also got to play my Zarya. I'm very happy.
I saw you go Zarya there at the end on the first map. Why did you guys switch?
Can I say it, Mr. Define?
Basically.
Okay, basically, Define did slightly flop with his ultimate, and I was like, just let me have her so I get my Q. And immediately when I got it, you've seen that Graviton sealed the deal, you know? Like, I don't know. But it was good. Like, Define did really good Lucio as well. I liked it. Stable healing. He wasn't dying randomly, getting picked off. He was basically doing what Lucio's supposed to do. So it was great. And also another thing, in my opinion, like for Route 66, I didn't know why they wanted to play Route 66. I think they were going for it, the opposing team. However, we were kind of prepared to play any kind of payload maps and hybrid maps. For also King of the Hill, we can actually, to be honest, play rather well. So, any other questions?
Yeah, we saw that you picked Genji for the entirety. Was there a reason you picked him instead of another of the DPS characters?
Because I don't know. This is my.
Holy shit! Well, fix please.
Yeah.
They had a supposed Widow main, so I just rather played Genji all the time. And when they switched to Widow, I just jumped on her instantly. So I kind of gave her the message that no.
We did comment on that actually, and as Razor commented earlier today, he said that if you pick a Widow and she doesn't really get her picks off, you're playing 6v5 constantly. And actually, that one pick off you got on Widow at the end there basically sealed the deal for you in that King's Row.
Yes, I agree.
It looked like you guys were prepared for the Widow. Were you prepared?
Yeah, we were prepared. We also have all strategies for maps, where to go, what to move, what to use. Like, we have everything pretty much sorted out.
I had my deflect ready.
We are very coordinated in that regard. Yes.
We had a preparation game to warm up, and there was like 5 snipers, and it was hell for me as Zenyatta. So we had a preparation game actually.
But we were trained. We were definitely trained for this match.
Yeah,
because of that match.
The one thing that we did comment on, is that your defensive ultimate coordination was on point. I think there was only one instance that I can actually remember.
Actually, 2 times, I think.
2 times?
Yeah, 2 times was me.
Yeah, we're both the Zenyatta and the Lucio, but it didn't end up hurting because I know for one, even though you ulted at the same time, it ended up being an actual benefit because of the fact that there was a second ultimate popped right after that. So it ended up working out for you anyway.
Well, if I may say something, I definitely, as a no from sitting, as we were talking about it, was definitely we were really scared of the high nukes. I would definitely give them that they scared us.
I feel like they should have went to Lei Xing. I feel like I wanted to see some team fights. I don't know why they would go to the payload again after they had just lost on payload.
Yeah, I was also surprised. I really expected the King of the Hill, but however, they maybe were afraid of our Genji, or I don't know, like to run havoc amongst.
That's true.
The Hill.
As you saw in the payload maps, you guys were a little stronger in the team fights, and that's kind of what King Hill is. It's less strategy, more team fights. Maybe that's what they were scared of.
For team fights, my team, like we have shot calling. We're telling exactly what to use, what you shouldn't use, what to save for the next fight. So it's pretty coordinated in that regard. So people very literally will sometimes blow up something randomly, unless if they really see a good opportunity, and then we all follow up.